Guys, something I wanted to talk about today was grieving. Grieving old friends. Not necessarily people that have passed away, but just old friends that you may have had from childhood or from your teen years. Um, I've been noticing that recently, at the age of 29, I've been grieving old friends. I've been sometimes in a little bit of a state of disbelief that people are no longer in my life. Like, old friends of mine are no longer in my life. Like, people that I thought would be in my life in my teen years and my early 20s, they're no longer in my life. And really, they've been out of my life for a few years at this point. And I'm still struggling with it sometimes. Sometimes I think to myself and I'm like, fuck, it'd be so cool to just have a conversation with an old friend, or just to be able to like get updates on their life and see kind of how they're doing. But then I think really the critical piece to remember is that there's a reason why your old friends aren't your friends anymore. And it's something that I always have to remind myself, like, there's a reason why I don't talk to this guy anymore. There's a reason why I don't talk to this girl anymore. And as much as it sucks, and as much as I hope that, or as much as I wish those things hadn't had to happen, they did. And certain people, friends, made me feel a type of way that was disrespected or disregarded, and it made me have to make the kind of executive decision in my life to cut them out. And it sucks because I still miss them, because I still miss aspects of their personalities. I still miss the way that I connected with different people. And it takes a grieving process to be able to let go of these things. It takes a grieving process to be able to radically accept that some people are not meant to be with you on your journey. And it hurts, man, but at the same time, it's a beautiful thing, because you're ultimately allowing yourself to step into the next chapter of your life, with the people that are meant to be there with you. So grieving is rough. Grieving is quite a demon. Grieving is not easy. But for me, one of the constants in my grieving is just remembering self-respect. Remembering what I deserve from other people. Remembering the relationship and the lack of reciprocation in the relationships that I had, and how I would have never wanted, or I could never do to them what they did to me. Not that any horrific acts were done to me, but that my care towards them was not reciprocated. And I just can't do that to someone that I care about. And when I come to think about it, it reminds me, like, you know what, John, like, as sad as you may be about this and as difficult it is to let go, you're prioritizing yourself. You are putting yourself first, because there just comes a time where you really just, you can't let people put you second all the time. Not that you should be first all the time, but you can't just let people leave you behind, in a sense. And if you are feeling left behind by friends, I would, encourage you to reflect on those feelings and get in touch with yourself and remind yourself of what it is that you deserve. Life is hard, bro. Relationships are here to make it better, more tolerable. But sometimes, and oftentimes, the number one source of our stress are our relationships, as ironic as that is, when they should be the number one source of our getting away from the system and how life is and the unfairness of life and all the horrific things that come with living. Relationships should be a rainbow, the light at the end of the tunnel at the end of the day. And if they're not that, then what's the point? What's the point of engaging in them? If you're feeling unseen, if you're feeling unappreciated, if you're feeling unprioritized, it's a signal that you got to go find it, that within yourself and within other people. You need to see yourself, and you need to get yourself out of certain situations. So I always go back to the fact that I deserve more, I deserve better, and that I would have never done those things that other people did to me. And I have to remind myself, like, as much as I yearn for certain connections, certain similarities I had to be able to have that connection, I tell myself, I'd rather be by my fucking self than be not prioritized. And this is an ode to self-love and self-prioritization, and to not becoming sour with the world, because one can become very easily sour with the world when they're around the wrong people. But when you realize your worth, you ultimately remove yourself from that situation. And once again, seeds of self-love grow when you put up boundaries. So it's been a while since I've let go of certain people in my life, and lots of amazing things have happened in my life ever since. And I love myself for being able to carry myself through the hard times, despite there not being the people that I had thought at certain points in my life that would be there. And it's crazy, and it's sad in a way, but it's beautiful in another way. It's great in another way, and it's opening up new opportunities for there to be newness in my life and the people that I feel genuinely belong in my life. So with that, guys, grief is a beast. Grief is a monster. And radical acceptance isn't easy, and you have to go through the stages in order to radically accept. And you got to commit to yourself and to your life, and to finding healthy friends and finding self-love. You got to commit to yourself. But ultimately it's worth it. Ultimately it's worth it. And what's on the other side of all the struggle? A sense of self-love, hopefully good community. We all need community, guys. We can't do this alone. So on the other side of that is a sense of belonging that's far more richer and deeper than the one that you had previously thought was rich and deep. Alrighty, guys, with that, I discussed a little bit of grief today. I've been wanting to make more videos about grief. So I'm happy I got to do this. I hope you all have a wonderful Tuesday afternoon, and peace and love.